On this week's episode of the Digital Marketing Scoop, I'm going to be talking about why it's so important that your web developer and your digital marketing team are working together in perfect harmony. Hey everyone, welcome to this week's episode of the Digital Marketing Scoop. This week, I just want to talk a little about why it's so important that your web developer and your marketing team, specifically your digital marketing team, are working in perfect harmony together. So obviously setting up a digital marketing campaign, there's going to be certain things your marketing team need to do, like setting up Google Tag Manager, Google Analytics, your pixels, all the kind of scripts and analytics tools that they need to build out the campaigns. And that's usually pretty standard. Your web developer or your marketing team can do the initial setup, and once Tag Manager is set up, then your marketing team can take it from there. But where it gets a bit more complex and where the blame game can be played an awful lot is in terms of the results of the marketing campaign. And you could often end up in a situation where one blames the other. So where do you see this? So for example, a place where you will always see this is site speed. Doesn't matter, you could have the greatest digital marketing campaign built, but as soon as someone hits your site and it's taken 10 seconds to load, it doesn't matter. So that's the web developer's role. That should be their job to make sure your site's performing well. So the marketing team needs to be in communication with the web development team. Let them know, guys, we've built this campaign. This is working really well. We're having huge problems with site speed. So there needs to be that communication with them to make sure that that problem gets solved, because it's not the marketing team's fault that the site isn't performing badly. And I'm sure I know there's plenty of marketers listening that they probably have built campaigns and there'll be issues with the website, and that can obviously cause huge problems because it's not their fault. So you do need that really good communication between the two teams. Another area where you're going to see this an awful lot is in conversion rate. So the site might be performing fine, but maybe from a user experience or user interface point of view, it's doing very poorly. Customers are getting lost on the customer journey. They're struggling. The forms on the site are too long. Maybe they're not loading quickly enough, the forms. There's going to be problems at the checkout. Customers are getting frustrated and dropping off during the checkout process. All these types of problems that, again, it's down to the web design and web development team to solve, and it's not the marketing team's fault. So again, you just need that cohesiveness. You need that harmony between the two teams. So what I would say is, if you've already have your website developer, your website team in place, make sure that you connect. If you're going out and you're hiring a digital marketing agency, make sure you are connecting them, that they have the channels of communication are open between them, and that there's a good relationship between them, because they have to have that going forward. The last thing you want is that blame game being played between the web development team and the digital agency. And the other option, of course, is if you're starting from scratch, to have the web development and the marketing campaign done in-house with an agency that does both. But it really is extraordinarily important in an age where so many businesses are now up to 100% reliant on their website. That those lines of communication are completely open, that there is really good teamwork between the web team and between the digital marketing team. So yeah, it's just a bit of advice. It's something that's cropped up in here where we've taken on projects and we've had to work with an external developer, and issues arose, and those types of problems ended up happening. So now what we always try and do is make sure, especially when we're starting from scratch with people, we do web design and web development in-house as well, that we have control of the whole lot. And if we don't, that we have a really good line of communication with the web development team on the other side, because it is really important. There's two teams that have to work together really well to make sure that website is performing well and turning the traffic into leads and sales. So you make sure they are communicating well together. Thanks for listening. That's this week's episode of the Digital Marketing Scoop. Thanks so much for listening to this week's episode of the Digital Marketing Scoop. I really hope you enjoyed it. If you haven't subscribed yet, please jump into your Apple Podcasts, your Google Podcasts, Spotify, whatever your favorite podcast platform is, and just make sure to follow and subscribe. Also, if you'd like to leave a review if you enjoyed the episode, I'd absolutely love for you to do that. We put out an episode every single week, all with digital marketing tips, case studies, ways to build your business with digital marketing. Also, if you are interested in bringing your own business online or looking at scaling your business, we'd love to chat with you here at CLIQ. You can visit us online at CLIQ.ie.